Hello and welcome to Coffee with Dr. Carla. I'm Dr. Carla. This is Amy. And we're so glad that you're here with us today. And our goal today is to talk about some mental health related issues and hopefully start to end the stigma surrounding them. So we're going to talk a little bit about belief in self. This comes up in a lot of different ways when I'm working with clients. But I think the piece that's most interesting to me is that they are ready, willing, and able to believe those negative thoughts. Mm-hmm. And the idea of believing the positive thoughts just is beyond them. And when you ask about it, they'll say, well, the positive thoughts aren't true. And then I'll say, okay, so are the negative thoughts true? And they're like, yeah. And then when you dissect it, they're not true either, right? And so, from a brain perspective, our brains are trained to go to the negative because that is part of survival. But it does harken back to our caveman days, and we don't have a saber-toothed tiger sitting outside our cave on a regular basis, right? So some of those thought patterns are not as necessary, right? And it's really hard to get people to understand that it's okay to think nice things about yourself. It doesn't always have to be negative, right? Mm-hmm. But our natural default, the way our brain is made, is to have us go there. So it's going to be real hard work to change it. And if you can't start with yourself, then where do you start, right? And, I'm just curious about your journey with that and how that's shown up in your life. And
everyone, we could say, like, do you believe in yourself? Yeah, of course. But then you're like, well, do you really? Yeah. Yeah.
See, I don't even get a hearty yeah. So they're like, no, I'm such a loser.
Yeah.
I don't do the things the way so-and-so does, right? So by the time they come to see me, they're not even pretending to believe in themselves, right?
And, this is when I started, when I was born, right? You could do it. And I always want to start here. Because, you're helping a little kid learn how to walk. And they got to crawl, they got to do this. The parents are, come on. But they walk and they fall. And they walk and they fall. And they walk and they fall. But they had to start out with a crutch.
Right.
They had to start out, walking along a couch or walking with their parents or, any of that. But they never give up.
Yep.
And this goes on for a while. And I've really been thinking about this. This is a great topic because I've been thinking about this a lot. Then they learn to ride bikes, like kindergarten to second grade-ish, whatever.
Sure.
They're learning. Parents are maybe holding on, and they fall, and they get back up, and they fall. Oh, I don't want to do this anymore. They get
having training wheels for a while.
Right.
Yeah.
But they keep doing it. And then, you ask them what they want to be. I'm going to be an astronaut, right? I was going to the moon for sure as a kid, and I was dead set on that. And then I was going to be a banker. But, you believe in this so much.
Yeah.
Right. Right. You believe in this so much. But at what age do you feel that belief stops, where they don't want to keep trying and falling off?
Yeah.
And I'm going to say it's getting younger and younger.
Yeah.
I would put it maybe 12, if not younger than that.
Yeah. So I think...
And it's sad.
Yeah. I think, the angstiness of teens and trying to discover yourself, I think that's a natural place for some of that to unfold. Middle school even, talking about 12, 13, 14. But I'm seeing kids as young as 3, 4, 5 expressing things that say that they don't have that belief in self.
Yeah, and I think, social media is great. There's a lot of positive things to it, but it's all the picture perfect stuff. People aren't putting on there that they're struggling, that they're in debt, that their life is a mess. It's all this picture perfect stuff, and we all compare.
It's a highlight reel.
Right, the highlight reel. So when it comes to belief in self, as a mom, again, something we had talked about prior is I have to show my kids that I believe in myself, even if I'm only 70% sure I can do this. I have to show them that I believe in myself, that I can do it. Because if mom can do what she says she's going to do, then I can do it too.
Right.
We're modeling that behavior. Do I do things and fail? Absolutely. Do I know, I could do this? Absolutely, I can do this. And I might fail. But I only fail if I quit. So I fall.
Yeah, and also though, I think that even sharing those in the right spirit is important. So
Yep.
we were sitting around a few weekends ago, and my grandsons were complaining that they kept dying and they were getting upset. They're like, Mama, you just don't understand. I keep dying. I'm like, I do understand because I'm playing my game and like I'm dying like every 3 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
So every time you guys scream about dying, I've already died like 3 or 4 times. And they're like, what? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, that's part of the game. So maybe it
Mhm.
takes me 12 times to get to the next level. But like,
Right.
so what? It's a game, right? I get it. It's frustrating, right? So sometimes even showing that. Or we were trying to, I was gifted some heavy duty rope and stuff like that. So I'm like, oh, I'm going to make a rope swing. And so we were trying to, hang it in a certain spot and it wasn't working. And, they were right there with us as we're like, yes, we were getting frustrated, but it wasn't,
Yep.
it didn't turn into a screaming match. It didn't turn into us, cussing people out.
Right.
But we were definitely feeling some strong emotions around it. And there was times where I just said, okay, I got to stop and stare at this branch for a while longer because there is a way to get it where I want it. I just don't know, right?
Yeah.
Like, so even demonstrating that, right, the
Being
tenacity,
that
the
example.
perseverance that you're going to keep trying, and that I don't know everything, and that, so there's a lot of, I have no idea how to do that. Let's Google it and see if we can figure it out. Okay, who's figured it out, right?
Yeah. And I think when it comes to, like, so we're having this conversation, like, well, great, you guys have that. But, like, where do you start? When you are bottom of the barrel, down in the dumps, I hate my life, I'm a loser, I'm stupid, I have nothing. Where do you start? It is those affirmations on the window.
Yeah.
And they're going to feel weird, right? Because you're like, I am loved. Well, I'm not loved right now. Nobody loves me. No, but you are loved.
Right.
Whether
you feel it now
alive.
or not. Yeah.
I'm alive. That is the easiest affirmation. If you can read it, clearly you're alive.
Yeah, exactly.
Not everyone has that. Someone is going to wake up tomorrow not alive. They cannot read that affirmation. So it starts again with little things. This doesn't just like, oh my gosh, a person's so confident. No. It came from years on top of years of self-help, outside help. When your life is spiraling, you can't do it yourself.
No.
Find someone that can help you. Find someone that can guide you. Find someone that you can talk to. And a lot more people have belief in you before you believe in yourself. And that's putting yourself in the right circle.
Yeah.
I tell all these people that I talk to, I'm like, listen, there's a story about the crabs in the bucket. And everyone's in the bucket, and there's the crabs in the bucket. And you're the one crab that's like, I don't want to be in this bucket anymore. I don't want to be around these people. They're negative. I'm going to get out. And they're going to pull you down. I want to get out. I'm going to pull you down. You have to believe I can get out. I deserve to get out. I am worthy of going into whatever is on the other side of this bucket. That bucket could be like a sand pail right on the side of the ocean, and the ocean is there.
Right.
But you're letting these crabs keep pulling you down. So you have to really look at yourself. Are the people around you the crabs, or are you the crab? And that is a really big eye-opener. But once you realize, I'm the crab, I got to stop being the crab. Okay, now I'm not the crab. I got to get away from these crabs. It's going to take time, but it comes with honesty. And usually when you see that, you're like, oh, it's me. It's me. I'm the problem. It's me, right? We hear that song all the time.
Yeah.
But you can get out. Your life can change in one decision.
Yeah. So much so. That is so true. And while the decision to go to whatever's on the outside of that pail might seem really scary, is definitely worth the pursuit, for sure. So yeah, take the chance, try one little thing, remind yourself of one truth, right? Or think of something somebody has once told you about yourself that was positive, and just keep remembering that little things, and it will happen. So the way I close out all of these, maybe everyone doesn't always listen to that part because we're done, but the reality of it is, it really speaks to what we're talking about today. So, to be able to change your thoughts, change the way you think, right? That's gonna help move everything along. When you do that, then you can discover your potential. Once you discover that potential, then your life starts to transform. And this is all done by focusing on you and being the best you possible, right? And so, I challenge you to actually hear me now when I say it in, the full sentence, right? to actually take that to heart and not just be, oh, Dr. Carla's done talking. So remember, you can change your thoughts, discover your potential, and transform your life by focusing on your overall well-being. So until next time, continue working on being the best you possible. Bye.